Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be starting Chapter 8, Special Quadrilaterals. So you will need your notes and the printed out note that I gave you, a pen and a pencil, and a calculator. Alright, first thing that needs to go into our notes is, what is a quadrilateral? Well, it is a shape with 4 straight sides and all sides are connected. That's really important. So make sure we get all of this in our notes, please, okay? Now, today we're going to be talking about a specific quadrilateral. We are going to be investigating parallelograms. Okay? So, we have our picture of our parallelogram. This is where you're going to want to put this in your notes. Okay, that picture I gave you. So parallelograms have some very unique features about them. The first thing that's unique is that their opposite sides are parallel. So opposite sides are parallel, which means they have the same slope and they're never going to touch. So here, AB is parallel to DC. So if you guys want to put it over here, AB is parallel to CD. Also, AD, we'll put 2, is parallel to BC. So also we can put in for parallel, AD is parallel to BC. All right, moving on. Another fun fact, the opposite sides are congruent. So if we look at this, AB is congruent to CD. So AB is congruent to CD. And AD is congruent to BC. So our opposite sides are both parallel and congruent. Now, our opposite angles are also congruent or equal. So if we look at that, angle A is congruent to angle C, and angle B is congruent to angle D. So we want to write that angle A is congruent to angle C, and angle B is congruent to angle D. All right. Consecutive angles are supplementary. So when we're talking about on this one, I'm going to put this one up here. Consecutive angles, that means angles that are right next to each other. So angle A plus, if we want to go here, angle B equals 180 degrees. If we keep going around, B and C are next to each other, so angle B plus angle C is also equal to 180. Angle C and angle D are next to each other, so if we add those up, we get 180. And last but not least, we can come finish it around. Angle D plus angle A also equals 180 degrees. So all the way around, any angles that are right next to each other add up to 180 degrees. And our last thing, each diagonal is bisected by the other. So bisected means it's going to be cut in half. So if I draw a diagonal, which is one corner to the other corner, and this corner to this corner, we can call this point E. They are bisecting each other. That means this side is congruent to this side, and this is congruent to this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure we have all of this written in our notes, please, okay? All right, we're going to move on to some examples of how we're going to use these rules. Our first example here is the parallelogram JKLM. We need to find the measure of angle L. So if we look at this picture, our goal is to find this. Now, if we know M and L are right next to each other, so they are supplementary, which means that they add up to 180. So the measure of angle M plus the measure of angle L equals 180. We can plug in what we know. The measure of angle M is 135 degrees, plus the measure of angle L equals 180. To solve this problem, we're going to subtract 135 from both sides. So the measure of angle L equals 45 degrees. There we go for that one. All right, moving on to our, make sure you guys get these examples in your notes, please, okay? We have 2 more you have to get down in your notes. Here comes the next one. ABCD is a parallelogram. We need to find the value of x. Well, we know, and it shows us on here, that the opposite angles are congruent. So if they're congruent, they're equal to each other. So we're going to set these angles equal to each other. So the measure of angle C equals the measure of angle A. So the measure of angle C is 9x plus 2, which equals the measure of angle A, which is 12x minus 34. To solve this one, I'm going to subtract 9x from both sides. So 2 equals 3x minus 34. I'm going to add 34 to both sides. 36 equals 3x. Now to solve this one, we're going to divide both sides by 3. So x equals 12. And there's our answers, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're moving on to our last example, so make sure to get this in our notes, please. For this one, we have to find x and y. So if we choose to start with x on this one, we're talking about an angle. We're talking about angle G has x in it, and we know angle F. Now these two angles are next to each other, so the measure of angle F plus the measure of angle G is going to equal 180 degrees. So we're going to fill in the information that we know. We know F is 50, so we're going to have 50 plus the measure of angle G, which is 7x plus 4, has to equal 180 because they are supplementary angles. Combine like terms here, we're going to get 54 plus 7x equals 180. Subtract 54 from both sides. So 7x equals 126. Now we're going to divide both sides by 7. And x is going to equal 18. So that's how we solve for x. Now we have to solve for y. Since this is a parallelogram, what we need to do is this side is congruent to this side. So since the angles are congruent, they're equal to each other. So FG is equal to ED. So we'll plug in FG is 6y minus 9 equals ED is 21. Solve this, we're going to add 9 to both sides. 6y equals 30. Divide both sides by 6. And y equals 5. So now we've found x and y, so we're done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I had for you today. I hope you have a wonderful, fabulous day, and I will be seeing you soon. Bye.